This video is simply unmissable. We're going to address a fundamental topic for men's health that can make a huge difference in your quality of life. Watch until the end to understand the seriousness of this issue, and of course, leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more important content like this. If you're over 60 and dealing with prostate issues, you urgently need to discover how 3 common breakfast foods might be worsening your condition without you even realizing it. The most shocking part, one of these foods is widely considered healthy by most doctors. Can you guess which one might be on your table right now, silently harming your prostate? Imagine this scenario. João, a 65-year-old man, woke up early as usual, followed his morning routine and prepared the traditional breakfast he learned from his parents and has maintained throughout his life. But what he doesn't realize is that this simple daily habit might be directly contributing to the worsening of his prostate problems. And this isn't an isolated case. Recent data from the Latin American Society of Urology reveals a concerning reality. About 70% of men over 60 experience some type of prostate issue. This means millions of men across Latin America may unknowingly be harming their health from the very first hours of the day. But why is breakfast so crucial? The answer lies in how our bodies function. During the early morning hours, the body is more sensitive to certain foods, as if opening a window of opportunity that can either benefit or harm prostate health, depending on the choices we make. At this time, we can either strengthen our bodies or trigger inflammatory processes that persist throughout the day. Dr. Ricardo Santos, a urologist with over 25 years of experience in treating prostate issues, explains, "Many of my patients don't realize that the first foods they eat in the day have a direct and lasting impact on prostate health. Some of these foods can trigger a series of inflammatory reactions that persist for hours. The signs of this problem are more evident than you might think. The constant urge to urinate right after breakfast, difficulty urinating, the feeling that your bladder never fully empties. All of this could be directly linked to your morning food choices. The most impressive part is that small changes in your morning diet can lead to surprising results in just a few weeks." Carlos, one of Dr. Ricardo's patients, noticed a significant improvement in his symptoms simply by removing 3 specific foods from his breakfast. "It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders," he shares. What he never imagined was that something so simple could make such a big difference. But before revealing which foods might be harming your prostate without you realizing it, we need to understand a key factor: how our bodies process nutrients in the early hours of the day and why some seemingly harmless foods can become true villains for prostate health. Get ready, because what you're about to discover could completely change your perspective on breakfast. Many men follow what are considered healthy diets yet still suffer from prostate problems. But why? The answer lies in the impact of the first meal of the day on the body. During sleep, the body undergoes an intense process of recovery and regeneration. When we wake up, our organs are more sensitive and prepared to absorb nutrients more intensely. Whether they're beneficial or harmful, the timing of breakfast can be just as crucial as the foods consumed. Research has shown that men who eat very early before 6 a.m. or very late after 9 a.m. have higher levels of inflammatory markers in the prostate. Jose, a 68-year-old man, is a clear example of this phenomenon. For years, he maintained the habit of having coffee at 5 a.m. before going to work. "I thought I was doing the right thing, starting the day early and eating well," he says. But after adjusting his schedule and removing certain foods from his morning routine, his prostate symptoms improved dramatically in just 3 weeks. And here's the most intriguing part. The foods that harm the prostate the most are part of the traditional breakfast and are likely in your kitchen right now. You might have already consumed one of them today without even realizing the impact it has on your health. Dr. Maria Clara Rodriguez, a specialist in urological nutrition, gives an important warning. The problem isn't just the individual foods, but their combination. When certain ingredients are consumed together in the morning, they can create a perfect storm, irritating the prostate throughout the day. And here's something few people know. Your body gives clear signals when your prostate is being affected by what you eat. That drowsiness after breakfast, the feeling of heaviness in the pelvic area, the frequent urge to urinate right after eating, all of these could be signs that your prostate is reacting negatively to your morning diet. But what you're about to discover might be even more surprising. There's a specific mechanism in your body that, when activated by certain foods in the morning, can trigger prostate inflammation within hours. The most shocking part? One of the foods responsible for this process is widely considered healthy by most people. Now that you understand the impact of timing and food combinations on your prostate health, let's dive deeper into this topic. Imagine your prostate as an extremely sensitive sponge. When you consume certain foods in the morning, it's like squeezing that sponge, triggering a chain reaction that can last up to 24 hours. Dr. Fernando Almeida, a specialist in functional urology, explains, prostate tissue has specific receptors that react to certain food components. When these receptors are activated in the morning, an inflammatory process begins that can persist throughout the day. The signs of this inflammation are more common than you might think. Let's look at the 3 main warning signs your body gives when your prostate is being harmed by breakfast. First, a urinary urgency that arises about 30 minutes after your first meal of the day. This doesn't happen by chance. It's the prostate reacting directly to inflammatory foods. Antonio, a 73-year-old man, shares, "I thought it was normal to need to rush to the bathroom several times after breakfast. I discovered it wasn't normal. It was my body's warning signal." And a burning sensation or discomfort when urinating, especially in the early hours of the day. This symptom occurs because the inflamed prostate presses on the urethra, causing irritation. A recent study of men over 60 found that 65% of those who adjusted their morning eating habits saw a significant improvement in this symptom in just 15 days. Unexplained fatigue that appears early in the day, even after a seemingly good night's sleep. What few people know is that this feeling of tiredness could also be a reflection of prostate inflammation caused by poor morning food choices. Prostate inflammation doesn't just affect the pelvic region, it releases inflammatory substances into the bloodstream, directly impacting your energy and mood throughout the day. But there's something even more concerning. Dr. Roberto Campos, a researcher in men's health, found that men who maintain poor breakfast habits for more than 5 years have an 85% higher risk of developing serious prostate problems. It's like every bad breakfast is a small blow to prostate health. A single day might not seem significant, but the cumulative effect is devastating, warns the expert. And here's something that will surprise you. Your body has a critical window in the morning, a period of about 2 hours when the prostate is extremely vulnerable to the effects of inflammatory foods. During this time, even small amounts of certain foods can trigger an intense and disproportionate reaction. The case of Pedro, a 67-year-old man, perfectly illustrates this issue. For years, he struggled with prostate problems without understanding why. "I followed all medical recommendations, exercised, slept well, but the symptoms persisted," he says. The answer lay in what he consumed during that critical morning period. And now comes the most impressive part of this discovery. Scientists have identified a biological mechanism that explains why some foods, likely part of your morning routine, could be turning your prostate into a silent time bomb. The most alarming part? The older you get, the more sensitive your prostate becomes to these foods. Here's a detail few people mention. Age plays a crucial role in this process. After 60, the body gradually loses its ability to neutralize this amplification factor. That's why many men start noticing more serious prostate problems at this stage of life. After everything you've learned about how certain foods might be harming your prostate in the morning, it's time to reveal the 3 biggest culprits that should be eliminated from your diet, especially if you're over 60. 1. Whole milk and its derivatives. Surprised? Dr. Augusto Viana, a specialist in urological nutrition, explains that whole milk contains high levels of hormones and growth factors that can directly stimulate prostate enlargement. Additionally, the proteins in milk, when consumed in the morning, can intensify inflammatory processes in the prostate. Manuel, a 70-year-old man, shares his experience. "I used to drink 3 cups of coffee with milk every morning. When I switched to plant-based drinks like almond milk, I noticed a dramatic difference in just 2 weeks. That constant pressure on my bladder practically disappeared." Bread and cakes made with white flour. It might seem harmless, but it's extremely harmful. Researchers in men's health warn that these foods cause abrupt spikes in insulin, especially in the morning. And here's the problem. High insulin levels stimulate the production of growth factors that cause the prostate to swell. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. A study of 2,000 men showed that those who switched from white bread to whole grain options at breakfast experienced a 45% reduction in prostate symptoms in just 1 month. Jose Roberto, a 65-year-old man, confirms, "I never imagined the type of bread I ate could make such a difference. The impact was immediate, like night and day. Processed meats like ham, bologna, and sausages. This is the worst of the three," says Dr. Ricardo Alves, a urologist. Processed meats contain high levels of sodium, nitrates, and preservatives that directly irritate the prostate. And since the prostate is more sensitive in the morning, the negative effects of these foods are multiplied. But don't worry. There are great alternatives to these foods that not only protect your prostate, but also improve your overall health. Here's how to replace them. Instead of whole milk, opt for plant-based drinks like almond milk, oat milk, or antioxidant teas. Replace white bread with oats, tapioca, or 100% whole grain bread. Swap processed meats for eggs, avocado, or chickpea spread. And here's the best part. You don't have to change everything at once. Antonio, a 72-year-old man, shares how he made the transition. "I started by cutting out processed meats. When I saw the improvement, I got motivated to switch from whole milk. In 2 months, I had completely transformed my breakfast and my quality of life." For you who made it this far, listen carefully. If you struggle with frequent urges to urinate, sleepless nights, and that feeling that your bladder never fully empties, pay attention. This could be a sign that your prostate needs help. Fast Prostadine is a 100% natural supplement designed to reduce prostate inflammation, improve urinary flow, end constant trips to the bathroom, help maintain libido and male performance, no more interrupted nights, no more discomfort. Prostatine takes care of your prostate so you can live with more energy, confidence, and quality of life. But beware. Due to high demand, this revolutionary product is running out fast. To secure yours, click the link in the description now. Prostadine, protect your prostate and live better. Now let's get back to the video. Remember, your health is in your hands. The choices you make every morning directly impact your quality of life. Start transforming your breakfast today. Eliminate these 3 harmful foods and feel the difference in your prostate health. The path to a healthy prostate starts with your first meal of the day. Don't delay this change. Your well-being deserves this transformation. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Thousands of men have already transformed their prostate health with simple but powerful changes to their breakfast. Now it's your turn. Starting tomorrow, make this change. Your prostate will thank you, your quality of life will improve, and you'll feel much more energetic and healthy. The power is in your hands, and it starts with your next breakfast. If this information was helpful to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with other men who might need this help. Together, we can create a healthier and more conscious community. Taking care of your health is an act of self-love that also inspires others to do the same. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.